Hello students and welcome to another video. I am Ankit, your social science teacher at Midaguru. And in this video we are going to study about federalism. In the last video we studied the concept of federalism, and in this video we are going to talk about what makes India a federal country. Let's get started. So, the first features that makes India a federal country is union of states and principles of federalism. So you look at the Indian system of government. There are three tiers of government: the central government, the state government and the local governments. This statement, union of states, is mentioned in Article 1 of the Indian Constitution. Article 1 says that India is a union of states. So you can see there are two words, union and states. There are 28 states in India and 8 union territories. There are 8 union territories and 28 states in India, and all of them come together to make what? India a nation. And the second thing is principle of federalism. In India, in Indian Constitution, it is not mentioned that India will be a federation of states. Instead, it is called a union of states. So that is why we don't call India a federation or a federation of India. Instead, we just call India. India is a union of states. And the principle of federalism are there will be multiple tiers of government, maybe 2 or 3 or more, whatever it is. But you look at India, there are 3 tiers of government. There are 3 tiers of government and all have different powers. But the most powerful tier of government is the central government. And that is how the Indian federation works. Now the second thing is multiple levels of government. So if you look at this multiple levels of government, there are 3 tiers of government in India. We already know that. The central government, the state government, and there are local governments like in villages, in intermediate stages and on the district levels. So central government is central government, state is state government, looks at the issues of the state, and then there are local governments like in villages there are village panchayats, gram panchayats. In intermediate states there are gram parishads, more villages come together, and then there is zilla parishad for the district level. And let's talk about the 3 lists of power. So in the article 246, Indian Constitution article 246 talks about 3 lists. So this is in schedule 7 of the Indian Constitution. Schedule 7 of the Indian Constitution, and Article 246 talks about 3 lists of power. What are these lists? The union list, the state list, and the concurrent list. Where are these things mentioned? In the Article 246 of the Indian Constitution, which is in Schedule 7. So talk about the union list. This list includes subjects of national importance that require uniform laws across the entire country. So in this list, those things are mentioned, those powers are mentioned, which require attention from the whole country, or those subjects are important on the level of a country as a whole. So there are 97 subjects in this list. The example of these subjects are defense, foreign affairs, banking, communication, minerals, other things like that. And the last thing is only the central government has the authority to make amendments, make laws based on these subjects. Only the central government can make laws concerning these subjects. Now the second one is state lists. The state list comprises matter of local and provincial significance, such as police, commerce, trade and agriculture. There are 66 subjects in this list, and these are some examples of those subjects. And only the state can make laws concerning these subjects. Only the state governments have the power to make laws on these subjects based on their regional needs and requirements. Now the next thing is concurrent list. So the concurrent list is the subjects on which the states and the union both can make laws. These are subjects of common interest to both central and the government, state governments. So these could include education, healthcare, like that, those subjects. Both the center and state have the right to make laws on the subjects listed in here. In the event of conflict between state and center, the laws that are made by center prevails. And this is what I told you, the third one. So now let us take a look at how federalism is practiced in India. Some things like linguistic states, language policy, center-state relationship. You know that the states in India have been divided based on the language spoken in different regions. Like, let us take an example of South India. We have 5 different states in South India, and in each state the language is different. Like in Tamil Nadu there is Tamil, in Kerala there is Malayalam, like that. But that is not the main thing. We can divide the states based on the ethnicity of people, like Bihar and Jharkhand, because this area had majority in tribal people, so they made a state known as Jharkhand. So that is linguistic states. Then the language policy of India, we know that Hindi is the official language of India, but we don't say that. We have recognized 22 languages. The Constitution of India recognizes 22 languages as the official languages of India. This is said in the Schedule 8. Schedule 8 of the Indian Constitution recognizes 22 languages as the official languages of India. But at each of the states is free to use any of the languages recognized here as their official language. Like, what are the languages? Some examples like Bengali, Marathi, Tamil, Telugu. These are just examples. So the states are free to use any of these languages as their official language, but at the center Hindi and English are used. At the center Hindi and English are used, and this is why these are famous nationwide. In the next slide we are going to discuss center-state relationship. So now let us talk about the center and state relationship. So this power sharing dynamics, you can see that federalism in India depends on how power is shared between the states and the union. So the historical same party rule. After independence, the ruling party in the center also used to rule the states of India, and because of that the autonomy of the states was limited. Rise of regional politics. After 1990s, regional politics got started to rise, and regional parties started to take popularity in their respected regions. And after that, in 1992, there was a provision of local government after amending the constitution. You know that. Conflict and Supreme Court intervention. So demand for equitable power sharing led to conflicts resolved by the Supreme Court intervention. And coalition governments were formed. So in different regions of India, when the party which is ruling at the center is not winning the votes, the seats needed to establish a government on your own, what they had to do is form a coalition with the regional parties, and because of this they had formed an environment of mutual respect, and this is how it worked. That is all for this video. Follow and subscribe Meera Guru.